Have you ever wondered why some people keep moving forward even when they don't feel like it, while others wait for motivation that never comes? You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, when you're ready, when you feel inspired. But tomorrow keeps slipping away, doesn't it? You watch time pass, opportunities fade, and still you wait for that magical spark. The truth is, you've been told a beautiful lie, that motivation is what you need to change your life. But motivation is an illusion. It's a wave that rises and crashes. It's a feeling that visits only when things are easy. And when life gets hard, motivation disappears, leaving you stranded in your own excuses. You think you need more inspiration, more energy, more drive. But what you really need is something much simpler and far more powerful. You need consequences, because when failure costs nothing, inaction feels safe. When comfort has no penalty, you stop growing. You drift, quietly convincing yourself that you're okay with average. But deep down, you're not. You feel that quiet discomfort in your chest, that ache that tells you you're meant for more. It's not laziness that holds you back, it's the absence of consequence. Think about it. When did you truly change in the past? Was it when you felt motivated or when you had no choice? When the pain of staying the same became heavier than the fear of change? We all move when we must. When the rent is due. When health declines. When we lose something valuable. Pain pushes us where motivation can't. Because pain is honest. It demands a response. It forces you to act. Motivation whispers, but consequences scream. You've been taught to chase motivation like it's a key to success, but it's not. Motivation is a visitor. Consequence is a law. You don't wait for gravity to inspire you. It simply exists. Consequence works the same way. Every day you delay, the cost rises. The gap between who you are and who you could be widens. And here's the truth most people avoid. Every excuse has a price, and you're paying it with your future. But there's power in realizing this. Because once you understand that every decision has a consequence, you stop waiting to feel ready. You stop needing a reason to act. You create one. You see that your dreams don't depend on inspiration, they depend on responsibility. That's where freedom begins. When you stop asking for motivation and start demanding results from yourself, life changes. Stay with this message, because by the end you'll understand how to turn pain into progress, how to use pressure as power, and how to finally build the life you've been waiting for. Not by feeling more, but by facing what happens if you don't. The truth may sting at first, but it's the sting that wakes you up. Consequences are the most honest mirror you will ever face. They don't care about your excuses, your intentions, or your mood. They only respond to what you do or what you fail to do. Every choice leaves a mark. Every delay carries a cost. When you skip a goal, when you silence your ambition, life keeps the receipt. You may not see it immediately, but it's there, waiting to be paid. The body you neglect, the dreams you postpone, the promises you break to yourself, they all collect interest. And when that interest comes due, it arrives as regret. People wait for motivation because it feels safe. It lets them hide behind the idea that someday they'll feel ready. But consequences don't wait for readiness. They show up whether you're prepared or not. That's why pain can be such a powerful teacher. It's direct. It's real. It doesn't lie to protect your ego. Pain exposes the truth that comfort tries to hide. That growth only begins when avoiding effort becomes more painful than the effort itself. You change when you must, not when you want to. Think about how the mind works. It's wired to protect you, not to push you. It avoids discomfort, uncertainty, and effort because it believes those things are dangerous. But comfort can be far more dangerous than struggle. Comfort dulls your instincts. It steals your hunger. It tricks you into believing that staying still is survival, when in reality, it's slow decay. The people who achieve greatness aren't immune to fear or fatigue. They've just learned to attach consequences to inaction. They've turned pressure into purpose. When you attach real stakes to your goals, your brain pays attention. It stops treating your dreams like wishes and starts treating them like survival. That's how urgency is born. You stop waiting for the right time because you know that time itself is slipping away. You start acting with clarity because you can feel what's at risk. This is the psychology of change. The moment you give your actions weight, your excuses lose their grip. Look at those who rise to the top of their craft. They build systems that make failure costly. They create deadlines, commitments, accountability. They don't leave success to chance. They understand that willpower fades, but consequence remains. They design lives where inaction hurts more than effort. And in doing so, they free themselves from the need to feel motivated. They don't rely on emotion. They rely on structure. That's the secret most people never learn. You don't move because you want to. You move because not moving becomes unbearable. The pain of change is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts forever. Consequences don't punish you. They protect you from wasting your potential. They remind you that the clock is ticking and every moment of hesitation has a price. The sooner you accept that truth, the sooner you reclaim control of your life. Accountability is where real transformation begins. Once you understand that consequences drive change, you must build a life where those consequences are clear, visible, and impossible to ignore. The moment you hold yourself truly accountable, everything shifts. You stop being a victim of your emotions and become the architect of your reality. Discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like freedom. Accountability is not about guilt, it's about power. It's the decision to no longer hide from your potential, no longer run from your own standards. The first step is brutal honesty. You have to look at your life and admit what's really happening when you choose comfort over commitment. You have to ask yourself what it's costing you, not just in opportunities, but in peace, confidence, and pride. Write it down, face it, let it sting, because pain brings clarity. When you fully understand the price of staying the same, you'll finally find the courage to change. Your mind is wired to avoid loss, not chase gain. The moment you link pain to an action, your brain begins to work for you, not against you. Then you must create pressure, not emotional pressure, but structured, deliberate accountability. Tell someone your goal, announce it publicly, set a deadline that scares you a little. Because when you make your commitments visible, you create stakes. You give your future a voice that can't be silenced by temporary feelings. When others know what you've promised, your integrity becomes the cost of failure. And that cost pushes you forward when comfort tries to pull you back. Accountability also means reducing choice. Every decision you remove brings you closer to consistency. Stop negotiating with yourself. Stop giving your weakness a vote. When you decide once and act daily, discipline becomes automatic. Build routines that make action the default. Surround yourself with people who demand your best. Shape an environment where effort is expected and quitting feels unnatural. Because success is not just built by what you do, it's built by what you no longer allow. You must also attach real consequences to your behavior. When you break a promise to yourself, pay a price. When you skip a task, double it tomorrow. When you fail to show up, do something that reminds you that your word has weight. This is not punishment, it's training. You're teaching your mind that your commitments matter. That success isn't optional, it's earned. Over time, this becomes identity. You stop needing to push yourself because effort becomes who you are. Accountability transforms you from a dreamer into a doer. It builds strength faster than any burst of motivation ever could. It gives your actions meaning and your words gravity. Because when your standards become non-negotiable, your life follows. You no longer wait for the right time. You create it. You no longer hope for change. You enforce it. And once that shift happens, nothing can stop you from becoming who you were always meant to be. Your future doesn't care how you feel today. It doesn't care if you're tired, uncertain, or afraid. It only responds to what you do. Every decision you make either builds your future or buries it. You can choose to chase comfort, or you can choose to chase growth, but you can't have both. The people who rise above are not driven by emotion, they're driven by commitment. They understand that progress is a choice repeated long after motivation disappears. Discipline is not a mood, it's a muscle. And every day you show up, even when it hurts, you make that muscle stronger. You have to stop negotiating with weakness. Stop letting temporary feelings decide permanent outcomes. The truth is, no one feels ready all the time. No one wakes up every morning overflowing with energy and confidence. Readiness is not real, it's a trap. You become ready by moving forward, not by waiting. Every small act of discipline is a vote for the person you want to become. Each decision, each repetition, each sacrifice, it all compounds into strength. And that strength is built through consequence. When you know what's at stake, hesitation fades. When you understand what you stand to lose, you find the will to act. The moment you start living by consequence instead of emotion, life becomes simpler. You stop asking, do I feel like it? And start asking, what happens if I don't? That single shift in thinking separates the dreamers from the doers. Because pain will always arrive. It's your choice whether it comes through discipline or regret. One is temporary, the other is lifelong. When you choose the pain of effort, you gain control. You prove to yourself that you can be trusted, that your word means something, that your future is safe in your hands. The secret is to build a life that rewards action and punishes inaction. A life where showing up is the standard, not the exception. Make progress the rule you live by. Every time you follow through, your confidence grows. You begin to trust your own strength. You stop doubting and start deciding. You stop hoping and start building. That's when everything changes. Because when you can rely on yourself, nothing feels impossible anymore. Pain stops being something to fear and becomes something to respect. It becomes a signal that you're moving in the right direction. Growth isn't supposed to feel good, it's supposed to make you better. Consequences, once feared, become your guide. They keep you aligned, focused, hungry. They remind you that every action has meaning, that your effort matters, that your life is shaped not by what you wish for, but by what you tolerate. The day you stop needing motivation is the day you become unstoppable. Because from that moment forward, you're no longer driven by feelings. You're driven by truth. You are not here to wait for the perfect moment. You are here to create it. Every second you hesitate, the life you want drifts further away. The clock does not stop to let you catch up. It does not pause for your doubt or your fear. It keeps moving, silently measuring what you do with the time you've been given. And that time is running out. One day you will wish you had started sooner. One day, you will look back and see that your hesitation was the only thing standing between you and everything you wanted. But that day doesn't have to come. You can change it now. You've spent too long waiting to feel motivated. You've been searching for something that was never meant to be found. Motivation is not the engine, it's the result. It comes after you move, after you show up, after you do the work. The fire you're looking for isn't missing. It's buried beneath comfort, fear, and excuses. The only way to uncover it is through consistent action. Every time you push forward when you don't feel like it, you chip away at weakness. Every time you face resistance and move anyway, you prove that discipline is stronger than doubt. The real battle has always been within you. The voice that says, "I'll do it later," is the same one that's been stealing your future. You can silence it only through action. The more you act, the quieter it becomes. Eventually, you won't need to fight it. You'll forget it was ever there. That's the transformation few experience, because most people give up when it gets uncomfortable. But discomfort is not your enemy. It's proof that you're growing. It's the feeling of your old self breaking apart so something stronger can be built in its place. If you want freedom, you have to earn it through discipline. You have to earn it by showing up when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when no one is watching. Because freedom is not found in doing what you want. It's found in doing what you must. The reward is not just success, it's peace. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you kept your word, that you didn't quit, that you became someone you can trust. Everything you want begins the moment you stop waiting and start acting. You don't need motivation, you need movement. You don't need to feel ready, you need to begin. The world doesn't hand success to those who wait. It reveals it to those who persist. Every action you take is a vote for your future. Every effort you give is a promise to your potential. Consequences are not there to punish you. They are there to remind you that time is real, that effort matters, and that greatness belongs to those who dare to move now.